Small brown salamander crawling across students' hands.
It's nice to get out of the classroom and, kind of explore, get your hands dirty.
Yeah, getting outside, doing science outside instead of inside is a lot funner.
Text reads Community Science at Sequoia National Park. Speaker is Education Program Manager at Sequoia National Park, Kelly Evans.
So here we are in Sequoia National Park, of course named after the giant sequoias, which are several thousand feet up the hill from here. But here we are in the beautiful foothills of Sequoia National Park, which are the most biologically diverse area in these parks.
River rushing through forest. Speaker is Educational Technician at Sequoia National Park, Laura Barkos.
So today we had a group of high school students and they helped us monitoring blue oak trees.
What's cool is that we get to measure all the trees to see if they change over time.
Video of students measuring the width of tree trunks throughout.
We have been working on a lot of community science projects to get students outside doing science in the foothills. This is actually an area of the park where we don't know as much about because we've spent so much time studying sequoias.
We get to have a hands-on experience about what we talk about in class.
And we want to look at just over time the mortality and how the oak trees are doing and how maybe climate change, things like drought have influenced them.
Arely, you want to come and measure it from the, check it from the back, please?
Students measuring the width of tree trunks with measuring tape. Speaker is Learning Facilitator at Lindsay High School, Sarah Chelgren-Iveson.
A lot of the kids have never done anything like this, so just getting outside and having to walk through the water and walk through the mud and measure a tree, I mean, this is things they'll remember for a very long time.
Oh, the highlight was when we found a salamander, in the river.
Speaker is Biology Instructor at Sequoia High School, Yeliska Thomason.
We have a hard time living in the city where the kids don't get access to the outdoors. They don't get to go see the park. Some of them it's their first time in the park.
Speaker is Educational Technician at Sequoia National Park, Taryn Bartkus.
I was out with a group a couple weeks ago and a student was really nervous and just seemed apprehensive about being outside in general, and I asked him what was going on, if he was okay, and he was like, well Ranger, I've never really been outside before. I've never really been in nature before.
And just press add tree.
Good job. That's all there is to it.
Students entering data onto iPads.
So a lot of these kids don't understand science at all, and this really opens up their eyes to looking at data and making decisions informed by data and not being afraid to question things that are handed to them.
What's cool about this for me, I don't know, it's just seeing how there's such a big variety of different cheese in such a small place here. It's really fun because, we're getting to try new things we probably wouldn't do on a daily basis. So it's a really great experience coming out here.
I love being out there in the plots with the students because they just get so excited about being outside. And sure, it's about trying to gather that data and measure the oak trees, but it's really just about inspiring joy in nature with those kids.
It's honestly easier to learn when you see it something in real life and when you experience it hands-on.
I think the overall experience of them getting to be outside doing science is something that they really enjoy.
It's really beneficial for the learners who are really hands-on as opposed to just sitting still and listening to a teacher just tell us what to do. If they're out and about and actually grabbing things, and they learn to do it for themselves as opposed to having someone else tell them what to do.
That one's 3.6.
We can teach them all of the content in the classroom, but things like this really help make those connections and really can create a love for nature and a love for the environment and can lead to the preservation that we're hoping that these kids pursue.
I never thought of this as an actual job until I actually started physically doing it. And it's pretty cool, I would see myself doing it.
This really gives them an experience where they get to do something that they didn't know they enjoyed, and that's being outside.
I'm enjoying being outdoors, free from everything else.
And now we want to make sure that we measure above and below the nail.
Getting kids out doing these community science projects, we hope that it can be a shift in perspective where science is not inaccessible in a lab by someone in a white coat. It is actually something you can do outside that anyone can participate in.
It was a lot more motivating to help out with science and use science in the real world, the real world stuff.
It could help in the future, save ecosystems.
This project is a partnership between the National Park Service and the USGS Western Ecological Research Center, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon Field Station.
Thanks for watching. Check back each month for another episode of Outside Science, Inside Parks.